China's PHL-191 has appeared in striking new footage, releasing rockets that detonate above a target zone and spread fragments across a wide area. But the real story extends far beyond the dramatic visuals. In this video, we will examine how the airburst effect works, why the modular launcher matters, and what this growing capability could mean for Taiwan and the wider Indo-Pacific region. The central feature of the demonstration is the way the rockets appear to detonate above the ground rather than after reaching the surface. This method is generally known as an airburst effect. A programmable fuse activates the warhead at a selected altitude, allowing fragments to travel downward and outward across a broader zone. The result can affect several exposed objects at once instead of depending on one extremely precise impact point. This distinction matters when the intended area contains radar antennas, communication vehicles, generators, parked equipment, or personnel operating without substantial overhead protection. A conventional ground-level detonation may concentrate much of its energy near one location. An airburst design spreads its effect across a wider horizontal footprint, making it particularly useful for disrupting equipment positioned across an open site. Some secondary sources claim that the rockets detonated at an altitude of about 20 meters and released tungsten alloy fragments. They also describe a wide effective radius. However, these details have not been publicly confirmed through complete official test data. The available footage shows multiple elevated detonations, but it does not independently reveal the fuse type, fragment material, exact altitude, or measured coverage. That difference between observation and interpretation is essential. The demonstration confirms that the PHL-191 can produce coordinated effects across a selected area. It does not prove how the ammunition would perform against moving systems, electronic interference, camouflage, decoys, or reinforced shelters. Airburst ammunition also has clear limitations. It is better suited to exposed or lightly protected equipment than deeply buried facilities. Thick overhead cover can reduce the effect of descending fragments, while mobile assets can leave the coordinates before the rockets arrive. The PHL-191 stands out because its launcher is designed to accept different ammunition pods rather than relying on one permanent rocket configuration. Mounted on an 8x8 wheeled vehicle, the system carries two modular launch units that can be replaced in roughly 10 minutes with the assistance of a dedicated loading vehicle. This design allows one launcher to support several mission profiles. The baseline 300mm rockets are commonly associated with ranges between approximately 70 and 150 kilometers. They can be carried in greater numbers and are generally intended to cover larger target areas. The larger 370mm guided rockets are often intended to reach between 280 and 350 kilometers, depending on the specific version and launch conditions. At the upper end of the ammunition family is a much larger 750mm missile, frequently identified as the Fire Dragon 480. Open-source estimates place its maximum reach near 500 kilometers and describe a payload exceeding 480 kilograms. However, official Chinese sources have not published complete performance figures for every munition linked to the platform, so these numbers should be treated as estimates rather than fully verified specifications. The launcher's road speed is often listed between 60 and 80 kilometers per hour, while its driving range is approximately 650 kilometers. These figures give the system substantial mobility. It can travel between prepared locations, launch its selected ammunition, and relocate before opposing surveillance systems complete their tracking process. Guidance is another major feature. Several rocket types are believed to combine inertial navigation with China's Beidou satellite network. Inertial navigation continuously estimates the rocket's movement, while satellite updates can improve positional accuracy during flight. Some claim accuracy within 30 meters for specific guided rockets, although near-meter claims remain difficult to verify independently. The launcher can also receive information from reconnaissance drones, satellites, and ground-based sensors. A drone may detect an active radar or vehicle formation, transmit updated coordinates, and later observe the result. The PHL-191's greatest advantage is therefore flexibility. One mobile platform can carry different rocket sizes, support broad coverage or precision-focused missions, and connect with external surveillance systems without requiring a completely separate launcher for every role. The geography of the Taiwan Strait gives the PHL-191 much of its strategic importance. Depending on the ammunition selected and the launcher's coastal position, parts of Taiwan could fall within the range of the system. This places greater attention on exposed radar sites, communication nodes, support vehicles, and other assets that may need to operate outside reinforced facilities. The latest demonstration does not mean that these systems have suddenly become ineffective. Instead, it highlights how important movement, concealment, and distribution have become. A radar that remains active in one location for an extended period creates a clearer opportunity for detection and tracking. A radar that operates briefly, changes position, and uses decoys creates a much more complicated challenge. Taiwan's response would therefore depend on resilience rather than relying only on fixed protection. Mobile equipment can relocate frequently. Camouflage can reduce visual identification. Decoys can imitate valuable systems and encourage surveillance platforms to follow false targets. Reinforced shelters can protect sensitive components from descending fragments, while backup communication networks can keep units connected if one location becomes unavailable. The effectiveness of the PHL-191 would also depend on the full information network supporting it. Reaching a distant location is only one part of the process. The operator must first find the correct target, confirm its identity, obtain accurate coordinates, and complete the launch before the target moves. Any delay can make the information outdated. Electronic interference may affect satellite navigation or data links. Drones may lose access to the area. Weather can limit observation. Camouflage may hide important equipment, while decoys can consume time and ammunition. These factors explain why maximum range should never be confused with guaranteed results. The public release of the footage also serves a communication purpose. China can display mobility, coordinated launches, and wide-area effects without revealing every technical detail. The uncertainty encourages regional planners to prepare for the system's highest possible performance, even when many specifications remain undisclosed. Countries across the Indo-Pacific may respond by reviewing base layouts, spacing equipment more widely, and strengthening shelters for critical systems. Logistics sites and communication centers may require backup locations rather than depending on one central facility. The broader lesson is that the PHL-191 should not be evaluated as an isolated vehicle. Its importance comes from how it could interact with drones, satellites, command networks, and different ammunition types. China's Steel Rain footage reveals more than a display. It presents the PHL-191 as a mobile, modular platform capable of delivering long-range effects. Its Airburst ammunition may affect exposed equipment, although details, including altitude, fragment composition, accuracy, and coverage, remain unconfirmed. The main takeaway is the combination of range, interchangeable pods, satellite guidance, rapid relocation, and drone-supported targeting. Together, these features could pressure fixed systems while increasing the value of mobility, deception, and resilient infrastructure. The untold story is not one rocket. It is the network surrounding it. If you enjoyed this video, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe for more updates on space exploration and scientific discoveries, and don't forget to leave a comment below. Also, you can visit our website, spaceinews.com. Thank you for watching, and see you next time.